Mark Pope will get his first ever NCAA win over the Troy Trojans. So let me tell you why here on the Big Blue Breakdown. Welcome in, everybody, to the Big Blue Breakdown, episode number 26 here on the podcast. Obviously, today we will be previewing the Troy Trojans and our first round matchup. Also, on today's episode, we will be talking about 4 key wins for the Cats as I make my prediction here, and give you guys some game updates. Man, has it been a fun day of NCAA tournament basketball. It's been crazy, as expected, and as it should be. I think my bracket's already busted after just one day. I don't think I'm doing too bad, though. We can kind of go over that at the end. But if you guys are listening on Spotify, thank you guys so much for that. Make sure to follow there. And if you guys are on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment there as well. Go ahead and put down who you think will win in this Kentucky versus Troy matchup. So let's go ahead and break this team down. Okay, this team is kind of weird in how statistically they are very, one thing that they're very good at, and then the next thing they won't be very. They'll be in the bottom of the NCAA. They've had a heck of a season for sure. It's definitely been up and down. So I know we kind of did a small preview of them in our last episode when we predicted each game, but I did not want it to have such a small preview. I wanted to go in depth on this team, give you guys more information to know about this team, and maybe make you guys feel a bit more comfortable about this one, because I sure do, even though this team is very, very good. So let's go ahead and dive into them. The Troy Trojans are a team from the Sun Belt that went 23-10 this year. They won, I think it was 3 or 4 games in a row in their conference tournament. They beat James Madison in the championship there. And I think they won by an average of each of those games by 16 points. Very, very impressive. This team is very, very hot as of right now. Okay, let's jump into a lot of numbers here, okay? According to KenPom, this team has the 152nd best offense in the country and the 67th best defense in the country. This team very much hangs their hat on the defensive side of the floor. Adjusted tempo is only sitting at 229th in the country. This team likes to run half-court basketball. They don't love to get up and down the floor, so that's very much a thing to look at. Two contrasting styles here between Kentucky and Troy, where Kentucky likes to run and get up as many shots as they can, while Troy likes to take their time on the offensive end of the floor and try to get the best possible shot that they can. Some more numbers on this team here. They sit, I believe, as the best 14 seed in the tournament. Now, I know I just said to make you guys feel more comfortable, but I promise you, by the end of this preview, I think everybody else should be comfortable. Yes, as I think it was Evan Mia's website, it was that Kentucky has the best shot of getting upset as a 3 seed, and I actually don't believe that's true. I think it would honestly be UNC Wilmington over Texas Tech. I believe that game is going to be played tonight, but that is what an analytical site thinks, and we still have an 80% chance of winning this basketball game. So some more numbers here on this team. The Troy Trojans rank 350th in three-point percentage, which is the worst in the entire field. Okay, you look at some of Kentucky's weaknesses as as it's been throughout the season, defense has not definitely been our strong suit at all, even though it has got a absolute ton better. Yes, they are terrible at three-point shooting. Okay, they are absolutely horrific. But what do? They shoot a ton of threes. And I think that's going to help the Cats, actually, in this one. They are a elite offensive rebounding team, sixth nationally, but are a bad defensive rebounding team, ranking 292nd, and they are really good at turning teams over. Turning teams over, they rank 7th in steal percentage, and then kind of like the offensive rebounding being really, really good, and the defensive rebounding being really, really bad. Well, they turn people over, but they also turn the ball over an absolute ton. They rank 233rd turnover percentage. This team is not great at keeping the ball safe, handling the ball well, but they will turn you over. And so they don't really capitalize on those turnovers, but they will steal possessions from a team as they like to go slower. So maybe that won't be as big of a thing as Kentucky thinks, because they aren't capitalizing at the other end with them turning the ball over, and not really a great transition team where they like to slow it down a lot. Just to close out here, this team is physical, and again, they love to shoot a ton of threes, even though they aren't a good three-point shooting team. They love to take hard drives at the rim. They won't shoot a lot of mid-range, just kind of like an Alabama type of style here on the offensive end, mixed with a little bit of Texas A&M in the way that they offensive rebound. It's either a three or shots at the rim, which they are very effective at getting to the rim and making those shots. Where they hang their hat is on the defensive end of the floor. And this team plays physical. This team plays as a group. Brandon Ramsey tweeted out a perfect example that this team will mix it up on the defensive end of the floor, running a 1-3-1, running a 2-3, running a 3-2. Man, they will throw a lot of different looks at you, and so that really makes them a really, really good team there. Something else you know about this team will not play a player above the height of 6'8". So maybe the Cats can bang on the inside, and especially with them coming from the Sun Belt Conference, you would think that with our height and athleticism that they haven't really seen all year, except for maybe in a couple of their early games, we can take control on the offensive and defensive boards. So that is some very big numbers here, very contrasting styles in which Kentucky and Troy play. And there's a lot of comparisons between Troy and Texas A&M and how they love to play. Again, Texas A&M hangs their hat on the defensive end of the floor while they get offensive rebounds to really create second chance and easier opportunities for them to score, because they aren't the most effective team shooting and first looks. It's same thing for Troy. And we were able to beat Texas A&M. I know that was with a healthy team in that game. I believe that is the game that Lamont Butler got hurt. But with them playing like that stylistically, I can see a good matchup here for the Cats. This team is very hot as of late, winning the Sun Belt Conference. They are led by the Sun Belt MVP, Tatum Conaway. He has been absolutely amazing for the Troy Trojans. As I get into some of his numbers here, this team is 0-3 in Quad 1 games. You take a look at their schedule, some of the Quad 1 games they played early this season. They lost to Arkansas 65-49. I actually watched some tape on that game. They kept that game very, very close in the first half. So congrats to them on that. 82-61 against the Oregon Ducks. And then finally, they lost by 20 against the Houston Cougars. They are 0-3 in quad one games this year. They haven't played the best of schedules. I'm not sure exactly what that rating is for them on like strength of schedule. Maybe I can see that here. Let's see if I can get to that strength of schedule. I can get to that actually. Okay, they have not played a strong schedule basically at all. I did not mention that I think I did maybe, 93rd in KenPom, which is the best 14th seed per KenPom on here, I believe. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're not technically on KenPom the best 14th seed. They are actually above Grand Canyon and Akron, both 13 seeds. No, they are not technically the best 14th seed per KenPom, but Lipscomb is above them. Lipscomb, yeah. I think Lipscomb may be the lone team above them. So them two together are the top 14 seeds. But strength of schedule, and he does it based off of offensive rating and the average offensive rating that that the analytical site gives out to each team. And they've played an average of 200, the 232nd best offense and the 207th best defense. The net rating for their strength of schedule is 217th, which is not good at all. Not good at all compared to somebody like Kentucky's. Kentucky sits at 16th in KenPom with the 9th best offense and the 56th best defense. So you look at the offensive rating that Kentucky has played this year in second in defensive rating, and 7th and overall 3rd. So Kentucky's played very, very good teams, and I think that's a big thing that a lot of SEC teams are going to feed off of is, yes, this team is really good that we're playing, but they aren't nearly as physical or nearly as talented as the SEC teams that we play. We've played the best competition that we're going to play all year. I think now it's all about matchups and how we actually come out and play. And how we actually come out and play. So let's go ahead and get into some player statistics for the Troy Trojans. Again, to mention here, not a great, effective offense. What they do well is get offensive rebounds. That's how they really get their points and getting to the basket, and they've been very effective there. Unlike the three-point line, defenses where they hang their hats, going to throw multiple looks at you, be ready for anything, maybe some full-court pressure as well. They turn the ball over a lot on the offensive end, and they turn you over on the defensive end as well. So Tatum Conaway was the Sun Belt Player of the Year this year. Already talked about him a little bit, averaging 14.3 points a game, averaging 4.6 rebounds, almost 5 assists a game, and almost 3 steals a game, which is pretty good. But he does average 2.7 turnovers a game. He is shooting 47.2% from the field, which is actually pretty good. He is not a good three-point shooter at all, averaging 27.7% this year and only 66% from the free throw line. So maybe, and they run a lot of ball screen action. So on those ball screens, maybe we go under on some of those. So I want to take a look at their best three-point shooter, and he is only averaging 4.6 points a game. A forward named Jarrell Bellamy. Averaging 4.6 points a game. He is 6'8", 210, 2.2 rebounds from him. He is shooting 53.5% from the field. Now, I take a look at his, so that's not even their best three-point shooter because he is only playing 2 minutes a game for the Troy Trojans. So taking a look at three-point percentage here, maybe the best. I'm trying to take a look here. Maybe the best, 33.3% from Jaxson Fields, also a forward. He is averaging 8 points a game. He stands at 6'8", 210. 4.7 rebounds, and he is shooting 49.5% from the field. He is their best three-point shooter as the numbers go here. But again, this team will jack up a lot of threes, and they're not very effective at hitting them, especially when they're shooting as much as they do. They are better at getting to the rim and finishing there. Some other guys that stand out to me on this team is Thomas Dowd, a forward averaging 7.8 rebounds a game and 9.8 points a game. He is shooting 42% from the field. He is also 6'8", 225. This team is not big, especially on the inside. This guy had a very big game against JMU, had 18 in that one. And then you go back to their backcourt. Their backcourt is pretty daggone good, especially defensively. I like Marcus Rigsby a lot. He's only averaging 7 points a game, but he is averaging 2.8 rebounds and 1.7 assists. He is 6'3", 203. He had a good game against Old Dominion. He had 10 points in that one. He's not a great free throw shooter. He's kind of off sometimes, but he gets it done on the defensive end of the floor. And he has a brother on this team, if I am not mistaken, who is a forward, who they list as a forward. I think did I mention Miles Rigsby? I did not. So Miles Rigsby is a forward who they list at 6'6". Again, this team is not that big. Second best player on this team behind Connor Way, averaging 12 points a game, 4 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 45% from the field. He is pretty good for this team. Now you look at his 3-point percentage, same basically as Tayton Conaway, 27%. This team is not very effective from three-point land. I want to harp on that over and over and over again. To recap on this team here. Not great, efficient team from on the offensive end of the floor. Yes, they will get off. They're really good at getting offensive rebounds. Okay, let's just take a look at their strengths: offensive rebounding, turning people over, and getting to the rim. Okay, the last thing, the things that they struggle with, which is actually a lot more than I would have imagined: defensive rebounding, turnovers themselves, 3-point percentage, and their lack of height and their lack of bigs. So that will take me to 4 keys for a win for the Cats. Okay. Where do I will do this before I do 4 keys for a win. Where do I like some matchups for the Cats? Well, I like the inside a lot with Andrew Carr and Amari Williams. I also like Brandon Garrison in there a lot. I think the inside is where Kentucky needs to play in out of. I actually have that as one of my keys, but I like that matchup a lot right there. I also like I like Lamont Butler in this game. Yes, we need to stay healthy. What do the Cats need to do in this one in the tournament is to stay healthy. That is for us, and to catch fire in this game, hopefully moving on. I like Lamont Butler in this one to get downhill. And I think, as I have this as one of my things, I'll start out with this. We need to work inside out, and then once we get established on the inside, I think kicking it out to our 3-point shooters like Kobe Brea, like Ansley Almanor, even Lamont Butler, ton of guys that can hit threes, Travis Perry, Trent Noah, Colin Chandler. I like it for the Cats if we work inside out. Okay, second thing here is take care of the ball. This team is very, very good at turning you over. You turned the ball over a lot in your last game. Granted, you did not have your starting point guard or backup point guard there. So I think having Lamont in this one will be a lot smoother of a ride with not turning the ball over. I think you got to take care of the ball. You got to you really got to take advantage of all the possessions that you get, because they're going to try to slow the game down and make it into a half-court game. So whenever we have a chance to, steal a possession, that we have to be able to do that and not turn the ball over. Third thing here is keep them outside the paint and make them shoot threes. They're not a very effective three-point shooting team. Yes, teams have went lights out against us before. I don't see that happening. This team is not very good at three-point shooting. I think keeping them outside the paint and making them shoot threes is going to be a huge thing. Last thing here is have 8 fast break points. I think you turn them over and have I kind of just threw up a number, but I think that'll be a very, very big plus to the Alabama game last time, is have 8 fast break points. So turn them over. They're not great just handling the ball well. I think you have pressure with Lamont Butler. I think they turn it over. I think that leads to points, and we steal a couple possessions like that, and I think we run away with it. What I would love to see from the Cats here is a domination of a game. I would love to see that for the Cats in this one, to get the ball rolling onto the second round. Obviously, we really got to hone in on this one. I think this game is more, yes, our opponent is very capable of pulling off an upset against us, but it's more about us, I think, getting the ball rolling, getting hot, and then working your way up. Yes, we have to really focus on them, but I think by the end of that game, I think the focus on us and getting us hot is going to be the key point, and I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. So, as the last thing here, before I predict this Kentucky game, as I already have, but score-wise, gonna let you guys know about the bracket right now. So I'll tell you guys how I am doing as of right now. Let's see if I can bring up the bracket here. If you guys would just hang tight for 1 second, I can bring the bracket up here. CAA brackets. Okay. So, to start the day off, I did get this one right. I'll tell you if I got it right or if I got it wrong, and we will go from there. I got the Creighton one right. 89-75. Creighton beat Louisville in Lexington, Kentucky earlier today. Man, did they really go off hitting everything from 3. I very much like Creighton in that game, even though that game was at Rupp for the Louisville fans. Got that one right. Purdue over High Point. I didn't fall for the bait in this one. I picked Purdue to win this one. They did over High Point. I think I got an easy one right against Wisconsin versus Montana. Wisconsin wins that one 85-66. Got that one right. Man, did Houston roll today. Winning by 38, 78 to 40 against SIU Edwardsville. And then I got the Auburn-Alabama State game right. The game that I missed terribly, and I missed on this team terribly, McNeese absolutely dominated Clemson for about 33 minutes of this ball game. Clemson makes a run at the end, falls short. First technically major upset of the tournament. McNeese wins 69-67 at 12 over the 5. I like BYU. They won today. I like that pick a lot. They won 80-71 over VCU. Gonzaga dominated Georgia. I love that pick right there. 89-68. Tennessee beats Wofford 77-62. Another one that I got wrong here. It's my second one wrong. I had Kansas over Arkansas. I thought Bill Self would outcoach John Calipari, but they didn't. They fell short in that one, 79-72. Arkansas wins. Texas A&M beats Yale by 9, 80-71. A lot of people had that picked. I did not fall for the bait there, but I should have fell for the bait in this one. Drake upsets number 6 Missouri 11 over 6, 67-50 57. Missouri was very much in this game at the very end. Now some games going on as of right now. UCLA versus Utah State, St. John's versus Omaha, Michigan versus UC San Diego, and Texas Tech versus UNC Wilmington. But thank you guys. Oh, give my prediction for the game. I'm so sorry. I think Kentucky starts this postseason. Well, not postseason. It starts the NCAA tournament off hot. I think we cover the spread of 10.5, I believe it is. I think Kentucky wins this game. I think Kentucky wins this game. Let's see here. Man, I think we'll win by 20 or a little bit more. I could definitely see that not happening. But I think we come out hot, and I think I think we control the pace, and this one being a major factor. Give me the Cats 89 to 65. That'd be a 24-point win. 24-point win for the Cats to start the NCAA tournament. I think we kind of dominate this game to really get the ball rolling. I think that's what we need for a amazing March Madness run, and I think that will happen. I think that starts tomorrow night, 7:10. Man, it's going to be fun. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 26 here. Episode 27. I said episode 26 at the beginning of the episode, didn't I? Episode 27. Excuse me. But thank you guys so much for tuning in here, and make sure to go check us out on social media at BigBlue_Breakdown on TikTok, X, and Instagram. And as always, go Cats.